What's good, YouTube? It seems like we have some brand new anime archetypes, as well as some characters revealed, and they're just revealed straight with their cards as the effects will be for the TCG/OCG once they come out. And I really like some of these. I think we're gonna see some interesting things happen with these. But the first one that I think is really busted is going to be the Gouki archetype. And the first one is Gouki, the Great Ogre. And I think this is one of the more busted Link monsters that we've seen. But he's a Link 3, and he takes at least a minimum of 2 Gouki monsters. So very archetype specific as we get into the Link era. But I think he is really good and looks really cool. Kind of got that ogre look to him, but it looks cooler than the average ogre. Link 3, 2600. Bottom left, bottom right. So he enables 3 of your zones. I believe this is one of the first monsters we've seen that does that. If not the first monster that does that. And all monsters on the field lose attack equal to their original defense. So get that. The Link monsters don't have defense. He doesn't lose anything. All of your opponent's monsters and your own monsters are going to lose attack equal to their original defense. So it's going to kind of incentivize Link battles more so than anything, because a lot of cards won't be able to get over this. But number 2, if this card would be destroyed by battle or card effects, you can destroy 1 card in the Link monster zone instead. Or the Link monsters, I guess, is just his Link. So, pretty good. He's going to be troublesome to deal with. You're going to have to take him out by, like, board wipe or Xyzing, like a Castell or something. You're going to have to deal with him in a different way besides battle, is basically what it forces your opponent to do. But the generic attack loss makes me think that you'll be able to do some real damage with this deck, and it's more of a spam deck in senses too. So here we have Gouki Twist Cobra, Earth Warrior effect, level 3, 1600. You can only use each of this card's effects once per turn. During either player's turn, you contribute 1 Gouki monster and target 1 Gouki monster you control. That monster gains attack equal to the tributed monster's attack till the end of the turn. So this kind of detracts from what you're trying to do with the deck, like Link summon up and get going, but it's a utility on its own. Also, if this card was sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add a Gouki monster from your deck to the hand, except Gouki Twist Cobra. So it actually utilities out another monster when you tribute it. Like, during either player's turn is the first one. It's a quickie, as DP Yu-Gi-Oh! Might say. You can tribute 1 Gouki monster, and then target a Gouki monster you control. So it can target itself. It has no restriction there. So you can send itself and then utility out something else besides Twist Cobra. But Gouki Suplex as well has that nice secondary clause, if you're sensing a theme here. If this card was sent from the field to the graveyard, add 1 Gouki card from your deck to your hand, except Gouki Suplex. They all utility themselves. Huh. That seems pretty good. And then, again, it's a hard once per turn on both of its effects. So you can only use Gouki Suplex's 2 effects once per turn. And then you can only use Gouki Twist Cobra's effects once per turn each. So it's a hard once per turn on both of these. You can't, like, use multiple in a turn. But it should be interesting to see as they come out with more what they do. But when this card is normal summon, you special summon a Gouki monster from your hand. So it helps pump out monsters. A, for the Link summoning. B, to be able to utilize their effects. Pretty good. 1800 attacks beefy. 1600 attack for level 3. Pretty beefy. Should be interesting to see. It seems really attack-based. And they have 0 defense to help support their boss monster. So they aren't losing any attack. While all of your opponent's monsters are going to get squashed, in a sense that they're not going to have much attack left if they got the defense. Mirror matches of that should be real fun, huh? So I think that's going to be the better archetype in terms of, like, utility out, go bam, 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 bam. But the next archetype seems burn-based. Interesting to have a character with a burn-based strategy already. And looks more main character-ish, in my opinion, than our friendo here. If you had to spot the main character, who would you choose? This guy looks like they're going to be messing things up in the anime. But This is called the Tricksters, so I believe they would keep coming out with new tricks throughout the anime, if this is indeed main character status. Trickster, Holy Angel, Light Fairy Link effect, Link 2, 2000, bottom left, bottom right, so a pretty decent enabler, enables 2 zones, looks like waifu material to me, but, well, more superstar material, huh? But this Holy Angel has some good effects. Each time a Trickster monster or monsters are normal or special summoned to this card's link zones, inflict 200 damage to your opponent. So it kind of has a small limit. It doesn't do much there. But the important part is, when your opponent takes damage from a Trickster monster effect, this card gains attack equal to the amount of damage till the end of the turn. So it starts to get beefy. I'm sensing a theme here. We're going back to battle-based formats. And then we also have a Trickster monster linked by this card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, so she's protecting what is behind her. And then 3, when your opponent takes damage from a Trickster monster's effect, this card gains, I think I already said that. Alright, so, sorry to get repetitive there. We got more Tricksters here, so sensing the theme, she's got a megaphone, so I guess they're kind of like an idol group that are angels. If you watch some anime, you might enjoy that. So Trickster Candina, and she's the Light Fairy effect, level 4, 1800, 400. When this card is normal summon, you can add 1 Trickster card from your deck to your hand. Stratos, is that you? 1800, Searcher. Number 2, each time your opponent activates a spell/trap card, inflict 200 damage to your opponent. So she helps this get a little beefier. It powers up anytime any Trickster is doing something. That's pretty cool. 200 seems like a little bit, but I guess they could stack up. And then we got Trickster Light Stage. So yeah, they're definitely an idol group, and we see probably more of the support to come. We see some more idols here besides the 2 over here that are already announced. And with Light Stage, it's a field spell. When this card is activated, you can add 1 Trickster monster from your deck to your hand. So, you grab Stratos, probably. Once per turn, you can target 1 set card in your opponent's spell and trap zones. While this card is on the field, that card cannot be activated until the end phase. And during the end phase, your opponent chooses either to activate it or send it to the graveyard. So if they can't activate it, it just goes. That's pretty good. So it's a Stratos, then a utility against set cards. It's a once per turn effect. Huh. This is getting good, and it has a 3rd effect. It's not a great card unless it has a 3rd effect, right? Each time a Trickster monster you control inflicts battle damage or effect damage to your opponent, inflict 200 damage to your opponent. So again, stacking up the damage, so it enables basically every single burn to become 400 rather than 200. That could add up really fast depending on what the other ones do. I feel like it needs something that's gonna special summon out the Tricksters rather than, you know, just being able to normal. Right now, the deck doesn't have utility to power out, but it only takes it's a Link 2 that specifically takes 2 Trickster monsters. So Link 2 isn't as rough to summon as our Link 3 friendo over here, but it's definitely interesting to see. 2000 attack, not the worst. It, again, has no defense here, and then little defense for this Trickster. So really just interesting to see the new archetypes line up. I personally think that the utility, since we already have a monster that specials another monster, and then a monster that supports the other monsters, they both have search utility, that this will end up being the better deck immediately, in my opinion. But I feel like these burn cards are pretty sick as well. I've always been a burn fan, and they support each other really well. They have search utility, but these have built-in search utility of, like, whenever they're getting sent from the field to the graveyard, you add any to your hand, and that's for all of them so far. So, well, the normal, or not normal, the effect monsters that are not Link monsters. Very interesting, and also, again, he can, you know, send them instead. What do you guys think of the 2 new archetypes? What are you more excited for, art-wise? I'm sure a lot of you guys are more excited for the Tricksters. Ooh. But I think this deck is going to be real nice. It's all battle-based tricks, though, so The utility for the deck may be a little weaker depending on the format. We'll see how it shapes up. 3 enabled zones, again, the most that we've had. Very specific, though, of needing at least 2 Gouki monsters. But I suppose that's a normal, a special, and a brilliant fusion automatically turns that on, and then you get to search 2 more, and that seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. Huh. Remember, you can Brilliant Fusion, put it in your extra monster zone, and then use it for the Link summon. So, we should see how the deck's gonna go, although you're already using your extra normal... Oh, no, it's specials. My bad. So, you get the extra normal, too, and you can send something like a Trick Clown, make rank 4s. Ooh, okay, this is shaping up real nice. I like this. So, what do you guys think? What would you guys do to break these archetypes? I feel like we're going to have some really fun burn interaction. And I usually don't say burn's that fun. But I feel like this is fun burn because it's like 400 to 200 at a time. But what do you guys think, and how would you guys break these decks, and how do you feel about them? 2 of our first characters announced, and 2 of the first new Link archetypes announced. Thanks for watching, guys.